Hi, everyone. I thought I would do an impromptu live because if I don't do it impromptu, I feel like I'm never going to go live. And it's kind of one of those things that I have wanted to do for a while. And I just haven't because I feel like a little bit of a fear of going live. I feel nervous. It's weird. So if no one joins, that is totally fine because then I'll just get ready by myself, which is Hi Bettina. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've spoken to you for, a while ago about doing a live and I just never done it. So here I am like a year later. Hi Maureen and Eden. Thanks for joining. I honestly thought no one would join my live stream. Yeah, I'm literally just getting ready for work. So I thought I would play around with this new palette that I did not buy. My mom actually bought, which is this one. Still new. Hi, Sarah. How is everyone going? Yeah, this palette. And I really want to use this multi-chrome because this is the only shade I was really interested in, to be honest. 1 a.m. in London. Wow. You're still awake. Good job. Yeah. I wasn't going to buy any of the McGrath palettes because I can't tell you how long it's been since I've actually bought a makeup palette. It has been a long time. I've just not been interested in any new makeup, and I think that is kind of the effect of this pandemic, is that, what's the point of all this makeup when we're not going out or we're just going to work, and it's just like, I feel like part of, as much as I hate to admit it, I feel like part of wearing makeup and enjoying makeup is kind of having people see your makeup in a way. Although I wear makeup for myself, I do feel like that it's kind of nice when you're out and you can see people and they're like, oh, nice makeup. I don't know. I hate to admit it because I wear makeup for myself. I enjoy the whole process. But when you have nowhere to go, it sort of does feel a little bit pointless. So 4 a.m. in Russia. Wow. Why are you up? Yeah. Good job, Russia. How's it going? How's everyone going? Yeah, I'm just using most of the makeup that's in here. Like, I have not gone into my makeup room and played with a lot of the makeup that I have. This is my everyday makeup. I've become one of those people that uses pretty much the same makeup all the time. So, yeah, it's very strange to use new things now, I feel. So we're going to put some concealer on if I can find it. Yeah, I'm using my Ben Nye concealer wheel, which is, it just is on its last legs, I feel. But I am one of those people that I feel like I hate to waste and I hate throwing things out. And maybe it's my Asian upbringing where, like, I feel like a lot of Asian parents are hoarders, and I have trouble letting things go. So even though this is old and it like the packaging is coming apart, I've just been using it anyway. So yeah. Okay, where's the mirror? Will there be a replay? I'll try and put it up. We'll see how articulate I am. If this goes, I don't think I'm going to be on for very long. I'm going to try and keep it short. So if you're interested in seeing it on replay, I'll put it on replay. So, and yes, Bettina, it does seem like a waste when you're just wearing it around the house. Yeah, it does. But I feel like, yeah, I guess, we have so much makeup that we should use it. I commented on Sunthi's, she's an Instagram account that I love. and I was saying to her, you know, I loved the lipstick that she was wearing. I think she was wearing this mustard lipstick or it was an orange lipstick that I really liked. And I was saying I haven't worn lipstick in the longest time because, you know, when wearing a mask, it seems like there's no point to wear a lipstick. And then she replied and said, yeah, it's true. But it does feel like a waste for lipsticks and all these makeup products that we're not using to just sit in the drawer and collect dust. So I definitely think she has a point, and why not use it? I mean, no one's going to see it, but it's just sitting there going to waste. So I have been actually inspired by her to wear lipstick again. So I've been pulling out my liquid lipsticks because I know that they won't transfer. And I've got a few options today, all boring kind of nudie brown, beigey tones, because I'm going to do a kind of a more crazy, colorful eye today. So I thought, let's do that. Sarah says, my mum is a hoarder. Yeah, I think maybe we all have one of those. And yeah, my parents like definitely are a little bit of a hoarder. Like we don't throw away like packaging or anything like that. Like if we buy an appliance, we have the box still sitting there. It's just a habit, I guess, that I don't know. Maybe it's not great, but yeah, I try not to be too much of a hoarder, but it does happen. So yeah. Just going to put a little bit of concealer under my eyes because I've been having really not great sleep, and I've got really, I feel like, quite deep, dark eye bags because we're still co-sleeping with my eldest son, which if anyone's having a kid, I would not recommend co-sleeping because co-sleeping, while it is tempting and it does have its positives in the early stages where, you know, your kid wakes up in the middle of the night and you just roll over, put a boob on. Later down the track, 2 years later, your kid's still in your bed with you. So it's not, yeah, it's kind of something I regret doing. So I've not had very good sleep lately. So yes, foundation, I'm just going to use this Natasha Denona Face Glow. Again, it's on its last legs. I've just been trying to squeeze every little bit out that I can because, again, hate to waste. Like I need to use up 100% of it. So I still feel like I'm squeezing out bits and drips and drabs after every use. You've hardly worn makeup since March. You should. Why not? You should. Although I totally can see why you're not motivated to put any makeup on because it's just like, I don't know, nowhere to go kind of thing. So yeah, I've just been kind of putting makeup up. If you've seen my latest video where I talk about how my makeup routine has changed, I pretty much I do concealer and a bit of usually some coverage up here, and I'm just going to do it today because anything under here is going to be covered, so I don't want to have too much product down there. So that's why I'm just kind of, yeah, but I feel like quite, despite not doing anything to my face, I feel like I'm quite lucky that my skin has not been terrible. Yeah, despite it being winter, and usually it's very dry, and maybe it's because I haven't been putting product on it. I'm not sure. But yeah, my skin has been pretty good lately, and I think that's maybe an upside of wearing less makeup. I'm not sure, maybe. But yeah, just going to add a bit of powder as well. I'm like that with my face shape. Yeah, definitely determined to use up. I've got shape tape as well, and I'm just trying to use that up too. I did try and sort of use it how a lot of people have been using it as a base for my eyeshadow, but I feel like I look so ghostly with concealer on my eyelids. I don't like the look of it personally. Hi, Emily. Thank you for joining. I actually have no idea how to add people as mod. I'm so new to this. I have no idea. But thank you for offering. Yeah, I'm using StreamYard because Mia from Mia's Virtual Vanity, we were talking and I was asking her what she uses for streaming, and she said she uses this. So I'm just trying it out. Hopefully I don't need to block anyone or like, have naughty people in here. But I don't feel like, hopefully there won't be any, because I feel like I'm quite lucky throughout my time on YouTube. I haven't really had many trolls. So I'm grateful for that. I'm happy to just stay in my lane and just keep my small community of people here and not have to, like, because I hear people, have videos go viral and then attract all these trolls, and I'm not into that. I'd rather just have, videos just be watched by people that want to watch them, and not have to deal with the negativity, because I don't have the time. So, okay. I'm just going to do my brows as well before I get into the eye palette. Sorry if this is kind of boring, just watching these kind of basic makeup routine. I can't wear concealer as an eye primer because I've got oily lids. Yeah, I tend to get oily lids as well, and but in winter they're less oily. I just feel like if I do use a base, I definitely need to powder it, and I feel like powdering your eyelids, it makes everything else that goes on top a little bit more muted, I feel. So I don't necessarily like that technique. However, for some eyeshadows, I do think that it helps with the blend. But yeah, I just kind of avoid putting on too many layers. I don't really like having too many layers. And I'm using this Suku palette, which I've panned. This happened during this pandemic. I've actually hit pan on this palette, as well as my very first pan ever, which is the Viseart Warm Mattes palette, which I was very happy about, because I've got so many palettes and I tend not to be particularly loyal to any palette, that it takes me a long time to pan anything. But again, since this whole pandemic, I have been actually starting to use palettes again and again, which is nice. Hi, Sheila from Louisiana. What time is it over there? I know it's kind of I didn't kind of put any warning on me going live, because I was secretly hoping, I feel like that not too many people, I know this is kind of a bit masochistic, but I was hoping that not too many people would join. I don't know, because I feel quite nervous, I think, going live in front of a lot of people. Because it's totally different, speaking in front of a camera versus when everything is live. I don't know. I just have a bit of nerves around that, and I'm not usually. No, I'm not very good at public speaking, so that probably does stem from some sort of nervousness, talking in front of a lot of people. But yeah, okay, that's the brows. I've definitely been doing kind of a bit of stronger brows than usual because of the mask. But nothing too crazy. It's 8 p.m. Hi, Ramona. Would you say that Viseart mattes are the best mattes on the market? It's funny because I've loved Viseart mattes for a very long time. The first Viseart palette, if you look back at the beginnings of my channel, one of the first palettes I used was a Viseart palette. And that was back when Viseart was a very small brand, and they were still being handmade in France. Ever since, they've kind of gotten bigger, and I guess their palettes are now made in the USA. I don't find their quality as good. So before they expanded, I would say, yes, their mattes are fantastic. I really like them. Some people think that they're overpriced, for what they are, because now we also have so many options, but I still go back to this palette again and again and again. And if you look at this, it's very old. It does say March 2017. I do label all my palettes for when I bought them. It still says made in France. Now, the made in USA, I've heard that they justify that by saying that they're still made in France and then hand pressed in USA. But there are differences. Like when I look at my Grand Pro Volume 1 and 2, which is made in the USA, they just don't blend the same. So I don't really necessarily have confidence in Viseart's new formula. But I love their made in France formula. I feel like they blend very effortlessly, and on top of that, for someone with oily eyelids, they do last compared to a my normal eyeshadows, I guess. I do have some other favorites as well. There have been people requesting for me for a while to kind of talk about my favorite eyeshadow formulas, so I might do that at some point. But I definitely think that is a hard one. I'd have to kind of, think about it. Oh, we're preparing for Hurricane Laura. I hope you stay safe. Stay safe. It does look like it's kind of a scary situation. Rona, are you in Melbourne as well? Yes, we are. We're halfway through week 3. I'm just hoping that I'm just hoping this lockdown doesn't last more than 6 weeks, to be honest. Look, I mean, in the end of the day, we just got to do what we got to do. And if we have to stay in lockdown for longer, then I think, yeah. But at the same time, it just means that, it's going to have a big effect on businesses and people, working, because people are still keeping their kids at home with homeschooling. But the numbers are coming down. So, I am still going to work because I do work in an essential service. So in some ways it has kept some normality for me. So I feel like I'm probably doing better than maybe the majority of people out there. And for that, I am grateful that we have our health and we have some financial stability. But yeah, it is tough, I think, for everyone, really. Okay, so let's start by pulling some shadows from me. I'm not sure what I wanted to do. When I'm not sure what I want to do, I kind of pull into Instagram, where I save a lot of looks and kind of think about what I want to do. But I just want to use that multi-chrome. And I've seen on Pat McGrath, she did this eye look that looks like this graphic liner, which looks amazing. Well, you can't see it now, but kind of looked like this. The annoying thing about these kind of photos, though, they are heavily photoshopped. This is one from Natasha No Nowhere. She just released her multi-chromes. They're heavily photoshopped, and so I don't trust the performance and of these products. I just hate that brands are I feel like they're making their Photoshop more and more obvious. I'm sure for years and years and years they've been photoshopping their products, but I just feel like it's so obvious and I don't particularly like it. because I feel like that's unachievable in some. Well, it's probably achievable for some people, but I feel like, yeah, the lines are really clean, and I don't know. Have I tried Sura eyeliners? I actually haven't. Are they the refillable ones that you're talking about? I've wanted to try them for a while, but I've not tried them. I haven't used. I don't particularly like felt tip eyeliners just because I feel like they dry up so quickly. I much prefer a brush tip. I feel like brush tips work so much better. But eyeliners, if you're looking for a good liquid eyeliner, I love the K palette one. I mean, I've bought many of these, and this one is so grubby right now because yeah, I've been using it a lot. However, despite this being so old, it just lasts and lasts and lasts. And I think Beauty News also did a makeup breakup years ago where they tested how many lines they can get out of this, and I think it was a lot. So very good one. It's not that matte though. I feel like it's got a more glossy finish, but it's a really good one. They don't have crazy cool colors though, so they mostly carry like black, brown, deep brown. It's a good one though. It's a Japanese one. You had some trouble with the mattes from the Sunrise palette. They fade through the day. And Natasha Denona eyeshadows definitely fade for me. So I definitely had those problems as well. I love that Natasha Denona eyeshadows, especially the shimmers, she has some really special shimmers. But overall, her matte formula is not my favorite. And her formula doesn't last on me as well. So I'm just going to go into this kind of coral shade and add that into the crease. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to wing it. So the Pat McGrath mattes I do like. I do feel like they have a longer lasting power on me than the Natasha Denona ones. That has blown that out really fast. I'm just going to blend that out. But they're not my favorite. They're not my favorite. I like the melt ones from the melt stacks. Not so much the palettes, but the actual melt stacks. Like I've been using the Dark Matter stack for the black. And she's got an awesome deep red and a brown. I love these. But again, some people think they're overrated. So I think comes down to personal preference, I guess. And I think that if you do have oily eyelids, you know, these longevity is something that is quite important, because if you don't have that and that's not a problem, then you probably could go for a lot more formulas that, you know, might just stick to your eye much more easily than someone with an oily eyelid. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but this is a pretty coral color. Has anyone else got this palette? What do they think? Do they like the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes? Or are you kind of over it? I'm just so kind of surprised that, like, well, not surprised, but she keeps coming out with palettes and the price point seems to keep going up and people are still buying them like it's normal now. Like, people can just go out and buy a $200 palette like that. In reality, that's really quite a lot of money, especially if you're not using it a lot. Melt's coming out with new blushes. I have a few Melt blushes and I have to say I hardly reach for them. I think I've got one called Honey. It's a really nice kind of nudie, pinkish beige, and I hardly wear it. So, but I'm sure that I'm sure they're going to come up with cool colors, because Melt always does. And you love this palette. Oh, that's good. Yeah. So I have my favorite. I'm kind of at the point where I know what my favorite formulas are, and I'm not really willing to buy any more blush products because I know that it's going to take a long time to use up. Okay, I'm going to go in with this plum purple. And place it in the outer V. I love Suku blushes. They are my absolute favorite. I think they work also really well on more mature skin too, and dry skin. They have slightly bit of a sheen to them, but this orange is my absolute favorite. And you can obviously see how much I love this. But their Suku blushes are fantastic. The only thing is, you know, Suku, as well as a lot of Japanese brands, are more difficult to get a hold of, which is kind of unfortunate because they have some amazing products. But yeah, they're not really available, that widely available, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't know. You can't justify the price with the usher. Yeah, I mean, I feel like makeup just is so expensive, and we've just kind of normalized it. You know, yeah. Hi, Blair from Chicago. You're usually a lipstick girl. Yeah, I feel like. Is anyone wearing lipstick? I think lipstick sales have gone down during this pandemic because, yeah, for obvious reasons. But I definitely feel like, you know, if you want to wear lipstick around the house, do it, you know, because your products are not getting any younger. So I have actually finished up a few lipsticks during this time, mostly kind of like balmy nude ones. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. But I am gonna try and use up my liquid lipsticks because I don't want to just let them sit there getting old and expiring, because I'm pretty sure, like, I've kept all my liquid lipsticks. I haven't thrown any of them away. Again, I used to, at the start of my channel, I used to buy like pretty much the whole range of lipsticks and then just swatch them and show people. And I still have all my Makeup Monsters one. They've now rebranded to Menagerie Cosmetics. I've still got all of them. I've still got my Dose of Colors ones, my Beauty Bakery ones. I've got a lot that I just want to use them up. It's kind of, yeah, I haven't thrown any of them out. They might, I don't know if they're getting old, so yeah. These are blending out quite nicely. And I definitely want to place that multi-chrome kind of all over the eyelid. Let's swatch that. I haven't actually used that. That's so soft. Wow, that's a really nice formula. I actually don't have any multi-chromes. This is the first multi-chrome I have in my collection. I have been looking at them since like Dawn Eyes Cosmetics became a thing and everyone was like lusting after them. And I've watched so many of Millie's from Bad to the Brows videos on comparisons. I've watched like Zen Sun did one too, on comparisons of different, and I've been like lusting after multi-chromes. But like the reason why I have not purchased any multi-chromes is because, knowing me, I've got the JD Glow like multi-chrome eyeliners, and that's good enough for me. I like using multi-chromes as liners, but not so much all over the lid. But we're going to do that today because why not? Let's do it today. I'm not going to use any glitter glue or anything like that, and let's see how good it is. So I feel like it's less obvious on the eye than on the finger, for sure. And it's very pink. And my camera quality is terrible because I'm just using the webcam, so that's what it looks like. Obviously, I mean, I don't have any multi-chromes to really compare this to, so, but I don't feel like the shift is particularly obvious. Maybe if you used black, that would be better, but yeah. Pat McGrath definitely knows how to work her marketing images to make them look amazing. So, because pink, I rarely use pink eyeshadow. Pink doesn't suit me that much, so I've not used a lot of pink. What's my favorite liquid lip formula? I really like the Makeup Monsters one, because they feel a bit more lightweight. I actually do like the Beauty Bakery ones, although in my review I am quite harsh because I feel like the way they say to use it, I think is unrealistic. Because they say like wait a while, like wait for 2 minutes and then apply another layer and whatever. But these last so long. The lasting power of these are fantastic. So I have been reaching for these, for events back in the day when people would go out, weddings and things like that. I think that they are very long lasting. So it depends on what you like a liquid lipstick for. Do you want longevity? Do you want comfortability? Comfort? Do you want a good shade range? And again, I haven't really purchased a whole ton of liquid lipsticks recently, so I think I've heard that some out there, like the Nubler ones that Kat and Haley really love, are really good. There probably are improved formulas out there because I haven't bought a liquid lipstick in years. These are all really old ones. So this is it. When I look straight on, I can't see any shift to this eyeshadow. It's just looking really pink. Yeah, I really don't see much. There is a tiny bit of kind of deep green, but it's not obvious at all. You fall in love with Suku. I love Suku. They're one of my favorite brands. I haven't bought anything from Suki in a while though, because I'm trying to use up what I have. But it's a brand that I do recommend if you can get a hold of it, which is another story. The new blush palette formula is pigmented. I heard that too. Which I'm not the biggest fan of very pigmented blushes because I like to just I tend to put too much blush on. So I'm going to go with this shade on the lower lash line, just mix it in with the plum. I do like mixing shades. Like I've been doing I tend to do a lot of mixing of my own eyeshadows when I'm doing my makeup, just not on camera. So sometimes even on camera too, but. Hi, Kat. How are you? Thank you for joining. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. There's 37 people in here, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me because I didn't think anyone would, and because I didn't sort of give any warning either. Yeah, because I'm just an awkward person online. I've only ever done one live chat before, and that was for the Half Cousins podcast, and I was one of a few people, and I just felt so awkward, really awkward. I'm just an awkward person. If you meet me in real life, I feel like I don't give off a good first impression, and I'm not particularly eloquent, which is the good thing about editing is you can edit out all the awkwardness and just because people in my real life who've seen my videos, which again is another thing that frightens me a little bit, like knowing that people in my real life watch my videos. They're like, "Oh, you're good at talking to a camera." I'm like, no, you don't see how many edits I do, how many ums I cut out. Or else you see some people like Hannah-Louise Poston who pretty much doesn't do any editing in her videos, and you can tell she's really good at talking. Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad I don't seem that awkward. Yeah, maybe we are our worst critics. So I actually don't have hooded eyelids. You can pretty much see all my eyeshadow on my eyes. I feel like my eyes are very, not protruding eyes, but they're very much on the surface. Yeah. Oh, my sister's here. Oh, Belle. Yeah, I told Belle to join if she was free. If she is free. I actually should wrap this up because otherwise I'm going to be late to work. But that's the thing when you're doing makeup on camera and talking, everything takes like 3 times as long. So, yeah, there you go. My sister vouches that I am charismatic. Yeah, but yeah. So, I don't know. This eye look, I don't mind it. I don't usually go for pinks and purples. It's really not my colors. And I'm sort of glad I didn't necessarily purchase it because I just don't think that this is a color story that I would regularly go for. You know, it's very pink and purple. It's pretty though for people that like this kind of color story, but for me, it's not my everyday thing. The multi-chrome, I feel like, while it is pretty, it's not life-changing pretty. My favorite shimmers and these do have a shift too, are the Colt and Smith ones. These are fantastic, and the shine is unreal. And I know some of you have purchased bronze from Colt Smith and love it, so I'm really glad it's panned out that way because I hate it when I remember I know that sometimes I underestimate how much influence I have, and I hate to think that you've bought something and hate it, although I know everyone makes their own decisions and everything, but I just don't want to sound like, I guess, like I'm shilling products. Like some things I genuinely enjoy, and it's obviously coming from a personal opinion because, yeah, everyone has different preferences, disclaimer. But yeah, I'm glad those who have purchased it have enjoyed it because they're not cheap either. Hi, Shan X. Do you have a favorite multi-chrome formula brand? Again, this is my first multi-chrome, so I wouldn't really know. I'm not the best person to ask about these things, but I do recommend watching Millie's video, Bad to the Brows video. She does a lot of comparisons of multi-chrome. She's got really informative videos. So yeah, I would recommend her because I'm a newbie when it comes to these kind of things. I'm gonna add some mascara. This is on its last legs. I really need to get a new one. This is the Heroin Make one. I love Japanese mascaras. It's the only thing I use really because I have non-existent, very, very sparse lashes. So yeah. I feel like I could also get away with falsies with a mask. Maybe I should bring out my falsies again because I have literally a whole drawer of falsies that is just sitting there collecting dust. And I feel like I could get away with, again, more of that stronger eye look. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like in a way I've kind of forgotten how to apply falsies because I can't even remember, again, the last time I actually applied false lashes. So I'm really glad that you like them. They are so good. They're so good. They are really hard to get now, though. I bought some on eBay from a seller that I thought was in Australia, and they're like, oh, we shipped them from Asia, so you're going to have to wait 3 months. Which is, I guess, the downside of, trying to get things from overseas. I've been buying a lot more locally because it's just so hard to get things now overseas due to, longer shipping times. Like, getting anything to Australia already takes, I don't know, regularly 1 month, I would say, from the US or Europe. And now it's taking twice as long, which I understand. I'm not complaining. But if I can find something from a local seller here in Australia, I definitely will because it's just easier. And again, trying to support local businesses when we're doing it tough. So yeah, this is so drying up. I really need to get a new one. And then because I like lots and lots of impact on my lashes, I actually add another another mascara on top. And usually, so this is the long and curl. I usually like to add the volume and curl off top of that, but because that is pretty much dried up, I've been adding this sample of Hourglass, which I actually think is a pretty good mascara. This is a Caution Extreme Lash, but I don't know how much it is. If it's like $50, I would not pay $50 for mascara. That is where I would draw the line with the expensive products. Like, I don't think an expensive mascara is worth it. If I have, especially because I, again, have my hair will make one, which is about, it is about 20 bucks. In Japan, you can get it cheaper. But if you buy it in Australia, it's about 20 bucks, which I think, yeah, it's the mid-range. So I like to, it's not for everyone, but I like the clumpy mascara look. I love kind of clumping it up because, again, I have very few lashes, so I just like to hang on to the ones I have. I recently bought one of Sydney Grace's multi-chrome shadows. Ah, you should try it. I'd be very interested to hear how you go with them. I really hope you like them. I'll be honest, I have not used my Sydney Grace Co eyeshadows in a long time, mainly because they're sitting in a palette that is an Ace 4 size, and that is, it's kind of annoying to grab. Sorry, I just need to blow my nose. I don't have coronavirus, I just have hay fever. Yeah, I always feel awkward, like when I cough or blow my nose, because I worry that people think I'm like sick, but I'm not. But yeah, I haven't actually used them in a while. I really should, because again, I've been a creature of habit and using whatever is in here every day. So I think that is it. I think the last thing I want to do is just add a lipstick, because I got to go to work. It's 10:30 here in Australia, and I should be at work at 11. So I've got these shades, these shades of liquid lipsticks, and I have no idea which one I want to use. I'm not sure. I might go to, I feel like a brownie shade would look better. I might go to an Old Faithful, which is this Stiller one. Very comfortable. I don't find like the longevity is as good. This is going to come off when I drink a coffee. But I love the shade, and so I've kept it around. I don't even want to think about how old this is, but still smells like vanilla. It is a really, I feel like, flattering shade on me. And it has that moussey texture too. So if you want a lipstick, liquid lipstick, and you don't care about longevity but want comfort, this is comfortable. So I think that is it. And I think I'm gonna call it a day. I have to get dressed because I'm still in my pajamas. And thank you everyone for joining me. There's 41 of you. I really appreciate all of you for being here during my first live chat. Hopefully not my last. I know I was super rambly and there was no rhyme or reason to this video, but I just wanted to play with some new makeup, and I didn't necessarily want to do a whole video on these because these have been out for a while. And yeah, but this is the eye look. Let's zoom in. Simple, smoky eye, nothing revolutionary, but it's pretty. It's pretty, but would I pay for this? I don't think I would. It's not, pinks are not my thing. So I'm glad I have been able to try this, and now I can give this back to my mum. I will sanitize it before I give it back to her, and she can play with it. So yeah, I think I better go. Thank you everyone again for being here, and I hope everyone is safe and well, and yeah, doing what they can to avoid COVID. So I'm going to go. Take care. Bye.